Welcome to my YouTube channel today. My name is Loveth. And if you missed yesterday's segment, it was very interesting. You may want to check it out. So today's issue, we're going to discuss two important issues. One, marital problems. Are you married or you intend to get married soon? So in this segment, we'll talk about marital problems. One of the issues that most people have as couple is problems such as third-party interference. Yes, when third-party interfere in marriage is one of the problems people have. So that is why we're going to discuss it today. Marital problems. Number one, third-party interference. A third party simply means someone who is not you and not your husband. So, but some people, when you say third party, they confuse it for, oh, it must be an outsider. A third party can be a family member. A third party can be a friend, okay? And a third party can be a colleague. The truth is that third parties these days can also be people in our religious places. Christian, Muslim, pagan, anyone you are, a third party can interfere. Even your pastor. Yes. So a leader, a spiritual leader can also be a third party. So why are there third parties in some relationship? We're going to talk about them. Number one, when it comes to third party, you may want to let them know their limits. Okay? The limits of a third party is an important part of the marriage. Take for example, some people, in being a third party in a relationship does not make you the sole decision maker. For instance, the boy's mom, the girl's mom, aunties, uncle, these people, because of their closeness and ability to, they want to fight for, hey, I want to fight for my daughter, hey, I want to fight for my son. This individual, they tend to cross their boundaries. So we are talking about number one, and a third party can be a family member. Two, a third party can be a friend. Three, a colleague or someone from your religious place. Okay? So when it comes to being a third party, there are a lot of things I want you to put into consideration. Know their boundaries. Some people are third parties in a marriage because of their influence on the marriage. Probably they have a financial influence on the couple. You know, some couples, they are married to people, but they are not financially stable. So in that kind of situation where the couple depends on an individual, probably from the boy's side or the lady's side, to make certain decision, the willpower to really enforce those decision can be reduced for a lot of reasons. One of the reasons is their influence on the marriage. Okay, when people have influence on the marriage based on they give you money, they decide certain things you're gonna say or do about this relationship. Okay, so when it comes to limitations, the financial capacity of a couple can also bring a third party. So some people don't really want third party in their marriages, but why? Hello, hi. Thank you for joining. Where are you seeing this video from? So we're discussing marital problems and relationship problems. And one of the things, hi Skella, hi, Speed Love Apple, India, hey, coming. We're discussing marital issues, but one of the marital issues we're talking about today, yesterday we talked about relationship issues, but today we're going to talk about marital issues or marital problems. So what do you think do you love BBC? Yes, I watch BBC. Do you mean the channel? So one of the issues we're talking about is marital problems. Marital problems today topic is third party interference. Some people marriage are being interfered by family, friends, colleagues, religious leaders. Why? So I also make people understand that one of the reasons people interfere in marriages is because of their hold stronghold on such marriage. For instance, a couple who depends on the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, or a close friend for financial help, may that person may end up making decisions for them at a point, and that person can also interfere in the marriage. How you doing? So that person can also interfere in your relationship. What's my point? My point is that if someone gives you money, they have a way of controlling you at a point. So one of the reasons couples can avoid this third party interference is when they are financially stable or limit people contributing money to their finances in the marriage. Number two, nearness to in-laws. If you live very close to your in-laws, friends, close friends, family members, and colleagues, whereby they see you go in and go out every day, this can really be a problem. Okay, some people when they are like after they get married, they still live in the same neighborhood with their father, with their mother, with their friends, people they grew up together. So basically, please like this video. Basically, these people know everything about you. These people know everything about your husband, your wife. So that interference is higher compared to when you move into a neighborhood that nobody knows you. Okay, so what I advise to avoid this marital problem such as third party interference, it is good that when couple get married, especially people who have lived in a certain neighborhood for a very long time, they should relocate. They should move to another place because more people know you when you are in a neighborhood that you grow up with and you still get married. There's a lot of interference from such persons, so you may want to think about doing that. If you want to get married, I didn't say leave the town entirely. You can leave that street. If it's a street you have been staying for a long time and you have no, it's not a wig I'm holding. It's hostile. We call it hostile. I don't know how you guys call it. It's a hostile. It's not a wig. It has a cultural significance. Please like this video. Thank you. So one of the problem is that not just living the area, the town, leave the area, especially places they have known you. It's going to breed opportunity for people to talk about issues affecting you, time you come in, and so many other things. So then next, we want to talk about what do you think are the reason why couples get interference in their marriage? Like apart from money related, apart from nearness to friends and family. One of the reasons I also think couples get this interference in their marriage is poor decision making by the man. When one of the couple has to meet the family or friend for decision all the time, any little issue you have, oh, I think I'm going to ask my mom. I think I'm going to ask my mom about this. I think I'm going to ask my sister. Your husband say, hey, I want to buy you a car. What kind of car do you like? Let me ask my mom. Your husband say, oh, I want to buy you a wig. You say, I'm going to ask my sister. So when one of the parties, be it the guy or the lady, needs the opinion of another person to make a decision in your marriage, you already brought in the third party interference. So the issue now is not the person didn't come by themselves, you brought them in. Okay, so you must take note of that. When you constantly make people take decision for you or guide you on your decision making, it's going to affect them knowing whether they need you or you need them to make decision. That is how interference gradually creep into the picture for some people. Yes, some people, when they get married, guess what? Maybe they have issues like, hey babe, can we move to another place, or can we travel there? And I say, wait, I'm going to ask my mom if my mom is okay for me leaving this time, because I've really been used to my mom all my life. So people who have the ability to run to others to make decisions for them, be it family or friend, they tend to have third party interference. I don't know if I'm making sense. So, what do you think are also the reasons why people have third party interference in their relationship? Then number three, number four, um, religious religious bodies. Some people confide so much on their religious superior, like pastors, like deacons, like elders in the church, like bishops. Because of this, they always confide, Hey, I want to tell you one thing that happened. The way my husband talked to me last night, I did not like it. I want to tell you something. We are planning on building a house, but my husband said I should bring certain amount. So when people keep going to others to confide in them about what is happening, just like you giving report, you giving situation report about your relationship, about your marriage to your friend, to your pastor, too much confidentiality on those kind of sensitive issues, really sensitive issues affecting your marriage, that can really be a reason why a third party is going to interfere in your relationship. So basically what I've said so far, today's topic is a very interesting one. So if you're just joining us, please come inside. I talked about problems in marriages. One of the marital problems people have is third party interference. A third party simply means someone who is not the husband, not the wife. A third party can be a sister of the bride, brother of the groom, father of the bride, father of the groom. It can also be a friend. Growing up, some people grow up with their friends and they tend to be brothers. Not biological brothers, but they are brothers. And with this, these people tend to confide in each other in a lot of things. Now that they are gotten married, they still bring that talk, that closeness, that relationship into their marriages. And when people bring such things all the time, they feel comfortable that, hey, this person, I've been growing with this person all my life, and this person knows me. So now that I'm married, I'm going to bring this person also to my wife to be part of my family. And by so doing, they tend to bring these people to cross their boundaries because of the relationship they have with them over the years. Okay, if you have any question, please drop into the comment section. I'm going to reply all the questions when I'm done. So then when it comes to living together in the family house, is also another reason why people tends to what? Why people tends to have third party interference. Occasionally in some traditions like Indians, like Africa, some people live together in the family house. When they get married, they live together. And when you live together in a family house, for instance, you're going to take shower, your mother-in-law, you pass through the corridor, you guys cook together, you share the same kitchen. When you share the same kitchen with people, you share the same sitting room, the same living room, the same dining. Probably you want to make food. Then I say, what are you cooking for your son, our son today? So I am cooking, making rice. Not like, but you made rice today. You keep making rice every day for my brother. A third party interference is gonna come in such home because they share the same kitchen and they tend to see everything that the lady is doing. You get my point? So third party interference comes from living in the same house. When people live together, it is also a problem. That brings us to the next question. Why will people live together in the same house when they just get married? As newlyweds, just like myself when I got married, as newlyweds, this is one of the things I want you to know. Before you accept marriage proposal or during the process of planning for the marriage, it is important that you take note to ask this question. Hey, after the marriage, where are we going to stay? Where do we stay? Are we going to live with your parents in this house, or we're going to move to a new house? Is the house currently planning? Are you comfortable living here? You as the lady, you're gonna see a guy that is comfortable living in his parent house. Probably the house is big. You get my point? So when you live together in such environment, some people don't feel comfortable. The lady may not feel comfortable, even if the house is a big house. They don't feel comfortable living or sharing their marital space with in-laws, and that is a problem. Because one, when you share marital space with people, you don't feel like you feel your privacy is not there. You don't have that privacy. Sometimes you want to wear something short, but you are in the midst of your in-laws, you're in the midst of your family. You tend to like, hey, if I wear this dress now, would they say it's not good? So that is also a problem for most people who lives in family house. They tend to have issues because of they share a lot of things, like they share sitting room, they share kitchen, bathroom, or other stuff together. So yes, I'm a Nigerian, but I live in Phoenix, Arizona. So if you have that kind of situation, it is good for you to discuss this with your husband, with your boyfriend. What and where are we staying after the marriage? Are we living in this house? Are we getting another house? Is that house already in motion? Is this something that we can actually plan together? That way it's already a set motion, or you already acquired the house. But some guys are gonna say, don't worry, let's just plan the wedding first. After the wedding, we will discuss where you will stay. No, no. Ladies, let me tell you something. If a guy say, oh, let's just concentrate on planning the wedding first. After the wedding, don't worry, we're going to decide where we stay. Then we'll gather a lot of money, then we'll go rent an apartment. You get my point? The truth is that in most cases after marriage, people can go broke. Certainly people who doesn't have financial help or support during the course of the marriage. So if you're out there and you think, oh, the guy said, don't worry, let's just plan the marriage. When we're done, we'll look for a house, we'll look for an apartment. No, no. Look for the apartment as you are planning the house. Sometimes you're going to say, oh, when we get married, then we'll start this thing. Before you know what's happening, it's going to be a year or 2 years you living in the family house. And some people don't know how to cope living with others, because the way you do things may not be the way your sister-in-law does her things, your brother. Everybody is different. And when you live in a family house that have just one kitchen, is also different. One, they expect that, oh, you're going to be the one to take charge of plate. This is for people who live in family house. I'm just giving an instant about. So Nigeria is a country. Are you shouting from India? Nigeria is a country. My name is Loveth, and I am a matchmaker. I help people to find love in Indian, African, US, Europe, anywhere in the world. So if you are someone out there who wants to find love, just drop your comment. I'm going to answer you when I'm done with the live video. Thank you for tuning to my channel today. I really appreciate you. So then another thing why people have third party interference is help. When you need people for help, I'm not talking about financial help. When you need people for help in the early stage of your marriage, you tend to have more marital third party interference. Example of help: someone who is helping you take care of your kids, like a nanny. Yes, believe it or not, a nanny or someone who helps you take care of your kid, probably someone who comes and go, or someone who you like, hey, can I just make use of this thing from you? I don't know, maybe let me think of an example I can give. Something that people borrow from others, like maybe you drive your friend's car, or what again can I let me think of something that people borrow from others, like your friend. You borrow their wigs, or you borrow something that they have. When you constantly borrow things from people, what people use, you borrow them at a point. Guess what happened? The help you need from these people, when you can ask for help, hey, I need food stuff, I'm so hungry, my child is hungry. When people keep giving you stuff, giving you help all the time, after a while they want to know more about you. Even you feel secure to tell them your issues. So be careful when people keep giving you help. Help is also a way people get get into your soul, get into your emotions, become your friend, and also interfere in your marriage. So one of the issue is help to living in the family house. When you live in the family house, you know, and in a family house where you share things, there are different type of family house. In some family house, people don't share plates, they don't share kitchen, they don't share anything. Okay, that is different. But in a situation whereby you everything you share is together, like you share the same kitchen, you share the same dining table, they know they're gonna expect that, hey, when you finish cooking, you should clean it regardless of what plate or anything you meet in the sink. So these little issues over the time can really become healthy for some people. Okay, and that can really make them break down. So marital issues are come in different ways, but in today's video we are talking strictly on third party interference. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel today. If you find this video helpful, if you find this video interesting about finding marital issue and how you can handle them, so now let's talk about how you can handle the marital issues. Of course, marital issues, not everyone you can avoid, but how do we manage them? So we start one after the other. Number one, help. Well, no one has it all, but when people constantly go to others for help, you lose authority, you lose your self-respect to them. Yes, when you need people to always help you with stuff, they tend to interfere in your relationship, in your marriage, because after a while you develop this trust for them, and trust can really make people open up their personal lives to others. So trust is built from friendship, from help, from sincerity, and that can make someone interfere in your marriage. So watch it. Let people help you, but let them know their boundaries. That is one of the ways I think you can avoid third party interference too. When you want to get married, ensure that you specify where you want to stay. You know, at a point in your life, you may need help from people. Probably your job is very close to your in-laws house. So the question is, should I just move to my in-laws house for a job? You know, some will say yes, some will say no. Whatever you think is good for you, that what's your peace of mind, yes, you may want to try it out. Yes. So then number three, religious leaders. Religious leaders like elders in the church, in the mosque, pastors, bishop, interfere in marriages today. Sometimes, as the ability to counsel you, they interfere in your marriage, in making decisions for you. So you may want to watch it. If someone is your leader in church, someone is your spiritual father, or someone is your prophetess or prophet that gives you advice about your marriage, you may want to watch it. Not every decision that someone gives you, not every suggestion that someone gives you, that you're going to put into consideration to make your own marital decision. Yes, so that is one of the things I tell people, that religious leaders are good people, but know when this advice is turning to interference in your marriage, because this person is going to determine a lot of things about the relationship. Hey, why did you do it like this? You're not supposed to do it like this, and that can be a problem. Okay, then next, financial support. Just like I said at the initial part of this video, that when people depend on someone for financial help all the time, after a while they have this grip on your marriage. They make decision for you, they become so close to you, and in fact you even run to them for help for marital issues, and these people take advantage of the financial help they give you to give you advice. Some of this advice they're going to give you, not all of them are good. So you have to see, is this advice, does this make sense? This advice this individual is giving me, Will it help me? Will it hurt my marriage? So when people give you advice in marriage, don't just rush and say, oh, well, I'm going to take the advice. It's our pastor that said it, therefore it must be correct. No, it does not mean like if your pastor or your Islamic leader tell you something, everything is correct. You will have to take the part that is going to favor your relationship. You're going to take the part that favors your marriage to make your decision. That way you are experiencing the marriage, right? It's just like you meet someone for help and the person helped you, the person gave you some advice. Then you're going to relate this advice to yourself. Okay, I know my husband is the kind of guy that does so if I do it like this, will it work? You ask yourself this question. If I do it like this, will it work? Will it make him better than what he was? So you have to relate decisions to yourself before you act on them. Because if someone may tell you something that is good, but because of it does not relate to you, it may not make sense, or it may even make prolong the marital issue at a point. So that is one of the reasons I tell people that based on if you are in a marriage or a relationship and people give you advice, be it your spiritual leaders, fathers, bishops, or elders, or probably your parents, when it comes to family interference in relationship or marriage, the family is the number one problem. When it comes to problems of marriage, third party, in terms of third party, the family is the number one problem. The family could be from the lady's side or the man's side. Everybody always want the best for their son, for their daughter, and because of that, people tend to use that emotional part to make decisions for them, to interfere in the marriage. And when you do this by interfering in the marriage, you tend to make these people depend on you, and you also influence their decisions. Yes, for instance, someone who is not financially stable, or the couple depends on their father or their mother or their auntie for food, or rent, or maybe something, and because of that, these people can influence your decision making power. So it is very important that people should take note that in as much as someone is helping you financially, it could also be your friend. Your friend, you guys grew up together, you went to high school together, everything together, and at the end of the day, this person now is part of your family, part of your life. You want to introduce them to your wife, and you think that because they were part of your life, they should also have some decision or power in the marriage. I don't have problem with that. But what I have problem with is when those people don't know their boundaries. So, in as much as you have people who are your friends, your family members, or people you grew up together that you've known over the years, and they want to interfere in this marriage, they should know their boundaries. For instance, a friend comes to your house. The next thing, because your husband and his best friend have been living together for a long while and they grew up together, he comes to the house. The next thing, he comes to your bedroom to sit down because he's used to that. So that is also a challenge, because now family and friends feel so comfortable being in our private areas. They're passing their boundaries. They are passing their boundaries. So you have to set that standard to let them know that, hey, in as much as I appreciate your love for us, I appreciate your love for my husband, I appreciate your love for my wife, hey, I want to ask her on this opinion. Let me not just make decisions hastily. I'm going to ask her on her opinion on this issue, and I will give you a feedback. When you constantly let people know that, hey, I'm going to ask my wife on this, let me know what she thinks. If I'm gonna, when your mom asks you, hey, why is your husband doing like this, what happened, this, say, okay, hold on, I'm going to ask my husband. We are going to talk about it. When you let people know that, hey, your decision making is not solely on you, is with a team, because your husband or your wife is a team partner with you. If you let your close friends and family know, I cannot just make decision based on my own. I'm going to need my brother, my wife, and I'm going to talk about this. This can really make people know that, okay, in as much as they love me, they also know that their boundaries. So you may want to give people that notion that, hey, I don't just make decision hastily by myself. I make decision with my husband. I make decision with my wife. Please give me some time to think about it, and I'm going to give you a reply tomorrow. That is the best way to avoid people interfering in your marriage. Then next, when issues happen in marriage, it's not everything you just rush to tell the third party. The third party could be your brother, could be your sister, it could be your wife, your brother's wife, your sister's wife, or probably someone you have grew fond of over the years before you got married. So any issues you have at home, don't run to a third party immediately. You guys should try to solve your issues. For instance, your husband refused to eat because you had a misunderstanding with him last night, right? Guess what? The next thing, you took your phone and called the mom. Hello, my husband, your son refused to eat. You get the point? When you do that immediately, you are already taking that first initial step without even thinking it through. Not every marital issue you run to your in-laws, you run to your brother, you run to your sister. Unless your life is in danger, don't just run to, hey, I need to do this. I need to do this quick. What do you think? What do you think? No, it doesn't work like that. You have to take some decision yourself. You have to handle some decision yourself. Just because a guy refused to talk to you, you just take like, hey, I think I'm in big problem. I need to call my mom. I need to call my brother. My husband refused to give me food to eat. He refused to give me money. Just little misunderstanding. You start involving your family. Very common with new brides, new wives. Yes, very common. Thank you so much for watching. In conclusion of this video, I spoke about marital issues, problems. And one of the major problems in marriage these days is third party interference. A third party could be your brother, could be your sister, it could be from in-laws, it could be from colleague. Then next, the colleague. At your place of job, at your place of work or business, because of the constant daily interaction with people around you, some people tend to confide in their colleague. They're gonna like, hey, this person has been, we discuss issues, we talk about issues here, and I think this person is someone I can confide in. Yes, I don't have a problem with you confiding with your colleague, but know one thing and know this: your colleagues are not your friends. They are not your friends. People can be really close to you in terms of say they will only tell you what they want you to hear. Not everything about them you will know. So when you are dealing with a colleague with any issue you have at home, you ask them, hey, if you have, some people don't even say it directly. They're gonna say, hey, if you have also issue with your husband, will you just do it so way? This can really cause a lot of issues for people whom are immature in making decisions, because some colleagues, they will pretend to be your friend but they don't love you. They're going to give you advice and they know they're going to ruin your home. So just because someone is your friend, or maybe because you interact with them daily at your place of work, it doesn't give them that opportunity for them to make decisions for you. You go to them, you cry to them at work. A lot of people go to work with marital issues and they still do their job and go home. Don't make your place of job a place to rest on when you have marital issue, because that person you are telling also have a friend at the place of your job, and before you know it, that issue you confided in that person can become a story of the organization or the place of your job. So it is important that people who goes to work to confide emotionally on their colleague, they tend to have this marital interference with time, because now this person is not just your colleague, it knows a lot of stuff about you that is happening in your home. You get my point? So when people know a lot of stuff about you at your place of work, it will put you at more risk of having issues at work. Because if you make mistake, they're gonna say, oh, because you are having issues with your husband, you are having issues with your wife, that is why you're not paying attention. And because of that, you're gonna put yourself into more troubles. And not everybody at your place of work is your friend. Some people at your place of work really mean well for you, but they also have best friend at the place of work. And because you confided in them, they can confide in those people and put your marriage at risk, or even give you advice that they know it's not going to work or it's not good. So, crying to work or confiding on someone you work together with, especially people you did not know before, just because they have been nice to you over the time of being there, does not mean your relationship issues should be discussed with them. Okay? Sometimes it's even better to ask the opinion of a random stranger who has no intention, no emotional attachment to you, nothing to benefit. They are more likely to give you the best advice you're gonna need. Okay? Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I really appreciate you for tuning. God bless you. If you have any question related to this topic, I am a matchmaker. I help people find true love in Nigeria and abroad. I will be glad to help. Thank you and have a lovely night. Bye. Until next time, please subscribe to my channel. God bless you. Like this video. Bye for now.